Hello. This is Kian Layer0. How are we going, chat? Make sure my microphone is working. Hello. Good. All right. It has been a long time. I've got a very interesting stream for people today that I have prepared for quite some time. A brief introduction. I am Kian Layer0, a investigative journalist. That's what I'm the name of. Kian Tveitan, and I focus on extremism, and I have done so for quite some time. This show, Layer0, is an investigative news series, examining conflict extremism and internet culture, known by Kian Layer0, known for reporting on far-right accelerationist movements, interviews with extremist figures like David Mayat, and coverage of online child exploitation ecosystems. And yeah, I have some very interesting stuff today. Whoops. You're not supposed to see that yet. Okay. So this episode of Layer0 is about accelerationism, and this makes my return after a severe health crisis and hospitalization. And this episode analyzes current far-right accelerationist trends, fractional conflicts, sectarianism, and the influence of anime culture in extremist spaces, including recent confrontations I've had with online users who are promoting loli erotica within far-right circles, which I naturally recorded, and I think we will find it quite amusing. To be clear, everything I do exists solely for investigative educational purposes, supporting counter-extremism research and public awareness. I am in no way associated with an organization or group that I talk about. This footage, this footage is. Oh, I have a lot of clips set up today. A lot of clips. This is accelerationist propaganda that I have edited to give them a demonstration. This is from a fraction of Atomorphin Division, or the NSO, but from Russia, that I noticed recruiting within some of the circles that I was inadvertently tied to by people following me, and they make accounts, especially on platforms like Twitter, and those accounts get deleted usually within a day or so, or 3 days, not deleted, banned, of being made, and they tend to follow me, upload a bunch of material, and I think they're doing it just because they hope I'll see it, and if I pay attention, I usually do see it, and I clip it. I clip everything because I have to, and a lot of it's for recruitment. They put their Proton email addresses in, and then they're taken down. I have nothing. Wait, where is it? Where's one of them? I got rid of the email naturally. I've got so many things, so many clips. There's a war going on within the far right far-right ecosystem right now, especially between pedophile infiltrators and neo-Nazi base siege guys, and it's very interesting. I'll be going into that a little bit later. I don't want to spoil everything. I'm just getting used to all this. Where's the propaganda? Oh, wait. Yeah, this is one I saw the other day from Russia. Atomwaffen Division are a neo-Nazi accelerationist terrorist organization, but the designated terrorist organization in Australia. I'm not sure if they're designated outside of... because I live in Australia, I don't really pay attention to who's designated terrorist and who's not in the US. I probably should. AWD or the NSO, blah blah blah. They I thought they were kind of defunct. Moved into because of Sutter and the FBI just cracking down on all of them. After sort of 2018, 2019, a lot of guys went to prison. Anyway, this is Russian stuff. That's the thing. The thing I want to make very clear about all these extremist groups, they're brands. Like with everything these days, they're brands. So it doesn't matter if Atomwaffen Division is essentially non-existent. The aesthetic, the brand, that lives on. New people incorporate it. I've been talking about this, the Order of Nine Angles, which I am sick of talking about, because I've been doing it for since 2022, I think, almost non-stop. So a long time. So they, like the Order of Nine Angles, being co-opted by groups like 764 and also Atomwaffen Division, Martinet Press, all of that shit. Sutter being a master at co-opting movements and somehow never getting jail time while he's an informant, but also somehow never getting killed, which is a miracle, to be honest. But everything's changed for my generation. I'm old, so anyone who was an informant back in the day, you could never, ever get back into any form of movement without risk and high likelihood of being killed. But young people these days, and I'm going to show examples of them, are a little bit different than they were back in my day of being associated with and dealing with neo-Nazi extremist and terrorist organizations like Combat 18 in the late 2000s, early 2010s. If you were in any way an informant, you got killed. you could not just... Yeah, anyway, nowadays, people are a little bit... I'm
talking about civil incest, with incest between brother and sister.
People are a little bit different these days. People are a little bit more retarded than they were in my day. So Sutter can just jump from group to group, co-opt the brand, because then again, it's all about brands. Like with everything, it's all about the brand, man. If you're not a brand and you're not established as a brand, you're nothing. You don't think that applies to extremist organizations? They co-opt the brand, they co-opt the aesthetics. I've talked about this for fucking years, and then I'll move on with the stream in a second, but I've been talking about this for years. You create something. If you in any way give up your integrity, and you neo-Nazis going on about the Jews and their sneaky methods and all this shit, you need to understand that. How the fuck do you think they do it? They co-opt the narrative, they co-opt the brand, they put people in place that say things you like, and then they hijack it. Whenever anything starts to get out of control, they hijack it. And to be clear, I'm not necessarily saying Jews do this. I'm just, because a lot of people within these organizations follow and watch my work, I wanted to sort of explain this. You guys are getting co-opted by weak people within your movements because you're a brand. You have brand recognition. And like with, and I know that a lot has gone on since I've been in hospital for like, I've been gone for a couple of months. I've been in hospital for like 2 months and violently ill after that. So, you know, Charlie Kirk got killed. And I'm not talking shit about Charlie Kirk, but he's a great example of somebody whom literally spent forever going on and on and on about Israel, going on and on and on about how the Charlottesville thing, anybody that has any ties to wanting a, not necessarily a white ethno-state, but just a, you know, putting any form of ethnicity in it, he would just shut people down. And then when the riots were happening with in Los Angeles this year, then him and Mark Walsh, whatever his name is, and all these people start saying the same thing. Oh, no third world immigration anymore. But they never say. That's because they wanted you to stop getting angry, to stop. They co-opted the narrative. Anyway, I'm not going to. What happened to him was terrible, and if people think he's bad, and he got killed over the most mild conservative politics that were mostly just evangelical Christian rather than anything far right, then the majority of us would be people would be shocked shocked if they think he was bad. He was moderate, unbelievably moderate, too moderate for most people. I'm not going to go into conspiracy theories on stuff like that, but I just wanted to bring up, be careful about your brands. It's the same with everything. Anyway, so unless I have a Substack, I don't, because I'm debanked and on pretty much everything except for AdSense on YouTube. I can't be monetized on X. I can't, because I'm in Australia. Stripe is the only way I can ever be monetized. Same with Substack. It's all through Stripe, which is a company owned by Irish people that hire mostly people from India for risk management, and they will just do anything possible to never allow me to get money. Hold on one second. Where did I start going on about Stripe? I'll show you. So Substack, it's not that it's all about money, but you know, you only get promoted on things usually if you're making them money. If you're demonetized, I can't make advertising revenue, I can't make money through businesses, I can't receive Visa or MasterCard payments, and no one can give me a reason why this has happened to me. No one. This is, if anything was going to radicalize me and make me go, okay, well maybe the Nazis are right, it was being debanked. However, Stripe is an Irish company, not a Jewish company, and it's mostly Indians. Where is it? Is this going to show? Oh, yeah, there we go. I'll show you the Stripe thing. Where the fuck is it? I'm very bitter about this, and it's my stream, so I'll briefly complain. This is Stripe debanking me, so this is the only way I can receive payments from Visa or MasterCard, and the only way I can be monetized or make online shops or have any form of income or money from what I do, other than through YouTube. I can't get paid. I can't even start my own business completely separate to anything. So Stripe and Visa and MasterCard, for no fucking reason, have essentially destroyed my entire life. I can't receive donations, I can't receive money. I can receive money on things like Ko-Fi, but I can't get the money into my account from there. And yeah, it's great. Fuck you, Stripe. Fuck you, man. Anyway, closure of your Stripe account for they also did it under my real name. This happened to me with everything. They even contacted me after I made this post just to shut me the fuck down again, We're writing to inform you that Stripe can no longer process transactions on your account, Kian0, because it seeks our present risk tolerance is determined by a combination of factors. What factors? Tell me what fucking factors. What factors? What have I done? Give me a fucking reason for not allowing me to get money from Visa or MasterCard, which is... This is essentially, and especially in the context of Australia, where we have no alternative fucking options, and no one uses crypto. I mean, I should set up some crypto accounts. I mean, I have some, but I should set up some to try and receive transactions. Just normal people, if they're gonna, and you know, so I can't receive money from fucking anything, anyway. So that's all. I exceeded their present risk tolerance. They can't give me a fucking reason why. I even got messages from them, and some fucking risk management. Shit, I can't actually. Let me close this for a sec. I'll show you the messages. I don't want to show other people's private. I'll show you how lovely it is. Essentially, they just assume I'm an extremist because I would have gotten reported to them, mass reported, and yeah. Where the fuck is it? What they told me was, sorry to hear about your trouble. Do you mind sending us a DM so we could take a look into this for you? And I was like, hi, you know, blah, 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 blah. I was mass reported by 764 and pedophiles that don't like me. And my competition, even though I never went in this for that. Thank you for sending that over. We were able to locate your account and we're going to take another look to see if we can help. We'll get back to you, sir, as soon as we can have an update. Thank you. Fucking jeez. Thanks for waiting. We've taken this opportunity to conduct another review from 10:26 a.m. to 2:39 p.m. So like, you know, 3 hours, 4 hours. And we are sorry. We unfortunately we have. It is Pajits because I worked out how they're hiring for their risk management. They're the people who decide if you're allowed to get money or not. They're the absolute arbiters of if you will, you know, die homeless possibly in the future. They're hiring all through this nepotistic thing that Indians do within corporations and companies where they don't list the job availabilities in their areas except internally, and they legally have to, so they put them out in like one fucking thing where no one can see it, so that all their risk management is so yeah, according to most likely Indians, we've taken this opportunity to conduct another review of this. I'm not being professional, but I should. Unfortunately, we have nothing to add, sir. What was said in the email sent on June 23rd, 2035, we understand that this is far from the answer you're hoping for. We're sorry we can't give any further assistance. Wish you the best moving forward. Fuck you. Fuck you, Stripe. Disgusting fucking company. You're a monopoly. It's absolutely illegal. Well, not in Australia. We have no fucking rights. Anyway, moving on. Accelerationism. And then I'll have a look at chat for a sec. Just forgive me. I've had a very rough few months. Very rough few months. Like I was in hospital. I was treated very poorly. Then, because I have no immune system, I'm immunocompromised. So I got influenza, which made me violently ill, and none of the other patients got it because Indian, all the stuff, they only hire Indians in Australia. I'll be going into this actually later in the stream, something I'll show, but they only hire Indians in Australia within high tier jobs, so in nursing, doctors, it's all Indians for high skilled work. I wrote an article about this. professionally. I can't not have fucking hatred about the whole circumstances in my country on stream. But anyway, they literally because they don't give a shit. I mean, I've been to South Asia and lived there for a while, and it's hell on earth. It's the worst place I've ever been on the fucking planet. And they have no value for human life because they believe in reincarnation. And also, for reasons I'll go into later, they just don't care. They just don't give a shit. So they work when they're sick. And if you have no immune system, and so I was put into isolation for a week while in benzo withdrawal still, and my doctor would not fucking stop. Detoxing me, even though I was violently ill. No windows, no fresh air, no ability to leave, even though I should have been able to leave. I won't go into this any further. The point being, after 7 or 8 days with no human contact, no window I could look out of, and no fresh air, food left in the room, not able to leave, I got a little bit unhinged, naturally. And when I finally got permission to leave, because they were worried I might, die. And this is while I was having seizures and all this other stuff because of medical shortages of epilepsy medication in Australia and absolute mismanagement. My entire life, it's been brutal. And then I've spent the past 2 months, the past, it took me about a month to recover. Strongest antibiotics, all this shit. I was supposed to be on antivirals, but they don't want to see you if you're sick, so they wouldn't come in. I didn't get a doctor's appointment. A doctor come into the room for 4 days of isolation, and you start going insane. So I'm a bit edgy after all that, and then I've got post-viral chronic fatigue, which is why I didn't schedule this stream, days before, because I literally can't, because I don't know how I'm going to be, and I spent a long time organizing this. Anyway, so if I'm a little bit angry, it's because of that. So my personal bullshit out of the way. I appreciate everybody. The situation in Canada is exactly the same, and that's the thing. It's not possible for me to not be political about this issue. I can be a lot more refined, and not just incredibly angry and saying naughty things, which is why I'm keeping my website boring, because I don't want to be completely... But the situation is really bad. I'm not part of any of the protests or anything like that, because they don't do anything. They don't achieve anything other than it's useful for your enemy. And yeah, I'll go into this, but I go into the whole Australia skilled migration policy, and I'm having to go into some of this stuff because it is literally affecting me and everyone I know, and to a point where I can't say nothing about the whole situation. And anyway, moving forward into accelerationism. I should have brought up a picture of James Mason's Siege, everybody's favorite book except mine. Fuck, wrong one. Incognito window. I need to keep my privacy to some degree. Incognito browser. Let's bring up Siege, everybody's favorite book. James Mason. I'm still trying to I'm trying to network to see if I can... some people who are associated with James Mason, allegedly, that's where this footage... I can't show you the other footage I've got from certain accounts that seem to be created just to follow me on Twitter until they're banned after 3 days, so they can drop propaganda drop emails if I wanted to contact them, drop websites if I wanted to contact them. I forgot oh no, I do have the email. They're apparently associated with James Mason himself, everybody's hero, for some reason. My music, I put over everything because it's sort of a brand recognition thing. It's all about the brand. This is the only stuff I can actually show, because all the other stuff I have of this group, it's all, you know, actual black people being lynched and people just getting fucking mowed down. Like it's not even, it puts Adamov and Division propaganda to shame. I think this group is Russian. I think they're Russian. I'm not going to show you who they are, naturally. Anyway, this is an accelerationist group. Everybody's favorite book. Is James? I didn't even. I thought James. I assumed that James Mason would never talk to me, so I've never even looked into a possibility. But I've interviewed David Mayat, so you never know. And he's 2 years younger than Mayat. I'm more interested in his like James Mason's connection to fucking Manson. Oh shit, you can't see this. Oh, there we are. I like the paper terrorism idea. I think there used to be a joke between friends of mine and about James Mason's paper terrorism thing. I'll actually quickly, where we would joke about deliberately making ourselves retarded, like deliberately making ourselves paper terrorism in turn, you describe a harassment described in the part involves no, James Mason's version. Why am I in ChatGPT search? Whoops. Or am I getting things wrong? Because was it somebody in chat? Can you let me know if it was paper terrorism that I'm thinking of, where you deliberately get on as burden the system by like getting on as many like disability programs and stuff like that, just to fucking. We used to make jokes about how we would for James Mason make ourselves mentally retarded and be on as many government benefit programs as possible for, you know, to bring on the Fourth Reich by just burdening the system, something like that. I've forgotten. It's been a while. Anyway, let me just briefly, for the one person who watches me who doesn't know what paper terrorism is, what accelerationism is, and then we'll get into things properly. Oh, and a clip that I played at the beginning was Christoph de Babylon, German, Deutsch, breakcore artist that I highly respect. That was VHS footage. It's VHS footage from 1999. I couldn't fix the audio. That's why it's a fucking mess. But I miss the underground. This is a good era. I mean, not that I was around for it, but anyway. Thought I better let people know who. I'm sure he's thrilled to be now permanently associated with me. Not that I am anything, but like me, he was adjacent to political movements in Germany. However, his are anti-fascist. He himself is not an anti-fascist, but the people around him were. So now he's permanently associated with somebody in the same situation who's surrounded by a lot of neo-Nazis. Anyway, where is it? James Mason, neo-Nazi and Charles Manson admirer. That's putting it lightly. He wrote Siege, which everybody masturbates over. Compiled into a book. It was rejected by political organizing. It rejected political organizing which I agree with, and instead glorified, no, that's bullshit. I should not use anything to help me get opinions on people that I know more about. AI, fuck you. I just wanted to streamline this to actually be coherent. Democracy and the US government are seen as incredibly corrupt. Yeah, no shit. I'm just going to make fun of this AI summary of Accelerationism and James Mason. Mason argued that violence and social breakdown should be accelerated to destroy the system, forcing collapse and paving the way for a white authoritarian order. Tactics: inspire individual terrorism rather than political parties. Define terrorism. Use chaos, not policy, as the tool of revolution. Infiltrate or exploit mass media to amplify fear. Sorry, Nick Fuentes, I'm going to have to dissent on your infiltrating the system idea. As much as if this was the 1930s, you'd have a shot. You'd have a shot. Treat violent actors as saints of collapse, blah, blah, blah. Post-2015 online fascies reviewed Siege as a meme scripture. Groups like Atomwaffen and The Base, I know a lot of... I'm going to be going into some stuff with The Base. There's a war going on with neo-Nazis, pedophiles, and lolicons, and I've been dragged into this fucking war purely because I fucking hate pedophilia. So I'm more than happy to take on these insane far-right loli accounts. Fuck them. I'm sorry. I'm not a prude. You can post whatever the fuck you want, but loli shit? They turned acceleration into a subcultural identity, worshipping collapse through irony, aesthetics, and violent fantasies. And why it matters now. Modern accelerationist networks aren't reading Mason for policy, they absorb his framing. Collapse equals purification, taboo equals strength, violence equals authority. Essentially, people who are retarded are taking on accelerationism, which is not just limited to neo-Nazism. Accelerationism is just a tactic. It's just a tactic. It's a tactic used by everybody. By everyone, and it's a necessary tactic. It's not however, it's become synonymous with the far right, and my issue is not with the Siege guys, you know. My issue is not with I'll be sure I've got a whole, but it's not with guys like this.
NSD.
I'll explain the context of that later. My issue is not with Siege guys who are, you know, my age and aren't pedophiles and aren't intellectually and developmentally completely stunted and aren't completely mentally retarded and low IQ. The ones that, you know, nobody really knows exists, those guys, they're fine. I don't endorse anything. I'm not part of anything. What I'm trying to say is they're not the people that I'm worried about. The people I'm worried about are people in credit to the Kiwi farms. I know Noel hates people using. Everybody uses the farms, steals their information and claims credit. As somebody who works with information, I absolutely sympathize. So for the source I'm about to show you, where accelerationism has been taken on by retarded people, if you're a fan of this guy, that's fine. I got into a little bit of a online dispute. I can't pronounce whatever the fuck his name is. I'll show you in a second. Solionath. Anaseldelin. Fuck it, I'll just show you his X account. I only found out about this Nick Fuentes worshipper pedophile because I kept having him recommended to me on X. Where is this guy? Oh, we can't see. Hold on a second. Where is he? And I'll have a look at chat. This is when he got banned. I had nothing to do with that, by the way. I don't fucking... This guy, this guy, alleged pedophile, I should say. There's something very disturbing to me about somebody using two children, depictions of children, as their fucking anime avatars. Like... Thank you. Yeah, a normal person, you know, they'll use any anime character, but not like a 3-year-old. And there's a reason this gets a little bit weird. It's this guy who has 57.1 thousand followers. I got swarmed by his fucking people just for posting with no context a little video of him that I found, because I was going, why is this fucking guy being recommended to me? And I found a little video of him. Let me let you know, and how this ties into accelerationism and everything else I'm going to go into. So this is Solon. Talking in a Twitter space using a voice changer because he's a fucking pussy. About how the Catholic Church, which for somebody who hates Israel, the Catholic Church always sides with always sides with Jewish interests. Anyway, this is him talking about... Now before you say irony and all that, let me make my fucking point. This is not ironic.
I'm talking about sibling incest, incest between brother and sister. I wish that I had a little sister to marry. And my argument would simply be that the position of the Catholic Church, to which I belong, has traditionally always been that the prohibitions against sister-brother incest are positions of material and human law rather than impositions of divine and perfect law or of natural law.
I think incest is wrong in every case.
I'm talking about sibling incest, incest between brother and sister. I wish that I had a little sister to marry.
I posted. All I did was.
My argument would simply.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Look, there's a reason why I. So everyone could hear that? All of my fucking OBS shit is working, audio stuff. I didn't know anything about this fucking guy. All I did was post something in his fucking Twitter. With no context, I just posted that video. And all these fucking people got really angry at me. I'm a good boy, I didn't do nothing, you know, like, I just posted that video. There's a reason I have a little bit of an issue with this guy and what he does, because when people make jokes of any form of a sexual nature and they're repetitive, there's usually some truth in it. And I say this coming from experience. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you, because people use comedy to cover up shame. To cover up shame. And by the way, he's talking about a child, not like a adult Game of Thrones sister. He's talking about, you know, fucking a kid. So, you know, fuck him. If it was a joke, he wouldn't use a fucking voice changer. You know, it's like me, and everyone hates it when I do this shit, but I'll make jokes like this. This is some very, very alpha guy's wall of a character from Chainsaw Man that he uses to get him inspired to be, I don't know, the perfect twink. And so I make a joke that is, you know, fucking stupid, but there is a little bit of a, I'm not gay, but I'm not completely straight either, and that comes out sometimes, and mostly in my humor, because it's a way to take the edge off of acting like a massive faggot. Sometimes, allegedly, no, sometimes. Unlike Nick Fuentes, who's a fucking pussy. I get it, you're a Catholic. Oy vey, anyway. So, somebody who's obsessively making jokes of a sexual nature towards something, let me show some of his stuff. Just some examples. Here's just some. Alright, hold on a second. Let me,
Talking about.
Whoops.
I'm talking about sibling incest, incest between brother and sister. I wish that I had a little sister to marry. And
let's go through some
my
of his
argument
posts.
would simply be that the position of the Catholic Church
This is divine law. This is divine law ordained by God. This man, he's pulling a fucking David Mayat. He's pulling a David Mayat. I'm accountable to only God himself. This is what Israel took from me. This is a quote. I'm not actually saying I believe in it. This is, Israel stole this from me. Oh no. All I want for Christmas is you. I mean, at least here it's not, you know, children. Most of the time it's children. Israel exists, which means it's just, yeah, I know it's a fucking joke, and it's fucking stupid engagement farming for retarded Zoomers. This is a world without Israel looks like. That's fine. This is the pedophile quoted shit. This is what life would be like if Israel didn't exist. You know, he's not supporting the family. Cat girls, blah blah blah. Do you have a sibling to fuck? Tell them what happens to the siblings. What siblings? Israel preventing me to having a cute sister. If Israel didn't exist, women would look like this. What, mega meme? Mean? I mean, she's like, I think she's a 15-year-old character, and she's a loli, but you know, she's not like that age of that cat girl, so you know, but there's a little bit of. All right, let me go to. I've got more. This is a nice one. If Israel was never created, I would have a cute younger sister clinging to me, hugging me. And by the way, this ties into the 764 shit. Because 764, 09A, it's all done. It's all done. The FBI are cracking down on everything. That fucking retarded tranny went and shot a few people. They've been forced to listen, and it's a narrative control thing. You know, people like me have fucking gone on about it since 2023. We're fucking, you know, it's all these other people anyway. At least they're getting fucking destroyed. But the culture that 764 created, using anime, loli as one of the means of normalizing pedophilia, has spread into. A lot of people got groomed by 764 adjacent movements and groups who are, you know, very young at the time, And so, if you're 14 and you're in Discord servers, you're playing Roblox, and for 4 years you get bombarded with loli, child porn shit by groomers, even if those groomers are gone now. A lot of these people are now 20, and they are literally pushing the same incremental accelerationist pedophile infiltrated tactics, either unknowingly or knowingly, however, to an audience that is now in the way beyond anything 764 could ever hope to achieve. The problem is not done. Copycat killers and people that like the aesthetics and people who will try and revitalize the old days of 764 will happen over and over and over and over again for as long as the brand has any form of influence over the youth. They will keep any form of it being risque, cool, whatever the fuck. For some reason, being a pedophile and sextortionist is cool to really young people, because 50 and 40-year-old and 30-year-old pedophiles groomed them to believe that's the fucking case. Anyway, I'm going off track a little bit. This is not a big deal, but this is using, like it or not, this guy's he's pushing accelerationist ideology. He's being used by accelerationists, either willingly or unwittingly, and he's pushing the same shit that these now mostly destroyed groups, and people are going to grift off the 764 thing for as long as they possibly can until some new group shows up. But the whole thing has just been... and the worst part is now people who are now thinking everything is 764. Because the cunny memes, the fucking memes about... from things like Blue Archive and shit that 764 naturally also used, they've all been fucking normalized. So just because someone's saying cunny and things like that doesn't mean they're a pedophile. They're probably a fucking 16, 17-year-old who just likes anime, because everyone fucking says that now. It's infiltrated the culture, and this is just what happens. And so the FBI can look like they're fucking useful for once under some fucking Indian doing their arrests and cracking down, so they can narrative control, take over the brand, and then ignore it fucking spreading. American. I've shown this before in streams. But it's come to a point where, hopefully this will work, this kind of language. And I do make a distinction with this guy, because I don't give a shit if you have 1,000 or 500 or 100 followers on Twitter and you're posting retarded shit about sibling incest. I don't fucking care. I don't care. But if you have 50,000 or 70,000 followers and you're posting it incessantly because you are obviously a fucking pedophile, and you're an adult and you're not a fucking teenager being retarded, then, I do have a problem, because it's normalizing this shit. It's normalizing their fucking paraphilia. And it's not irony. I didn't ironically post that twink from Chainsaw Man because I think he's gay. There is a sexual element. This video is very funny. It's a shame that this is most likely a God, the Blue Archive shit is just a fucking nightmare. A nightmare.
What do you think?
Let's see if the sound's working.
Oh, very nice. Look at that.
Picked her up from the gacha yesterday.
Erotic. I know.
And the outfit is something called a swimsuit.
It's very cool, Bateman, but that's nothing. Look at this. That is really nice. Mentally ill. Needs correction. What do you think?
Nice. Jesus. That's some good cunny. Had a tourist. It's like you get so tasteful.
Look, I know I have been dragged into the anime wars. If you're terminally online like I am, and I've been in bed like 23 hours a day for like a month or so. If you're terminally online like I am, you gotta know what the fuck's happening. So I've sort of been dragged into all this shit. I'm not a conservative Christian. I'm not completely boring. This is a very funny video. It's just, this is what I mean. The language has now gotten so normalized. It used to be, you know, like code in pedophile circles that now normal teenagers and young people and Zoomers are using it, which is no surprise to anyone in my audience probably, but there are a lot of people who might see this who are not in their 20s. So that's why I'm kind of showing some of this stuff, and also to try and make a point, which I had a huge argument with some lolicons in a Twitter space that I recorded that I'll be playing to you guys soon as part of the it really puts my point more succinctly.
I believe that Bryce prefers Van Patten's brat to mine.
Wait. You ain't seen nothing.
Don't let your fucking kids
Twin brats.
play this game.
Double trouble.
Dude.
If you're a neo-Nazi, you're not red-pilled and based because you're playing a gambling game, which is a degenerate practice that was pushed by the Jewish elements of the mafia. When I say this shit, I'm trying to make a point to extremists that watch this shit who might be swayed. I'm also I'm just stating fact. Gambling in the West, in Australia and in America, specifically, it was Bugsy Siegel, and in America it was Bugsy Siegel and a Jewish gangster and another Jewish gangster called Meyer Lansky, and they essentially created Las Vegas and the normalized the legalization of gambling. In Australia, it was this piece of shit who God, I've forgotten his name, the King of King's Cross. And oh my god, how have I forgotten his name? Anyway, it was another Jewish gangster that really took over the gambling in Australia also, and also most of organized crime in the East Coast until the Italians and the Vietnamese really took over. But if you believe in the Zog stuff and you're anti-gambling, I mean, this is literally gambling, and you're buying into literally the most lowest common denominator shit. I don't even know why I'm trying to make this argument to people, but this is to destroy you. This is a form of crack cocaine or heroin, and you're falling into that trap. Literally. But without even the reward of getting high, other than a brief dopamine spike from owning your perfect loli waifu that you can correct in the classroom. I don't know, I haven't played this fucking game.
Seeing an adult.
It is a funny video though, okay?
Impressive. Cute and funny.
Oh god.
Let's see Paul Allen, student.
Point is, this culture, it's infiltrated everything. Not every kid that, or everyone that fucking says cute and funny brat is a fucking pedophile.
Look at that subtle off-red color.
But this is how accelerationism works. This is normalizing pedophilia. This is normalizing... I'm not really sure how James Mason would feel about it, because the Siege guys are not very happy about this situation.
The tasteful flatness of her chest. Like.
I mean, I do find this video very funny. I do find this video very, very funny. But when I actually think about it, like, I can't see this as anything but just being fucking retarded. However, 14-year-olds see this and they don't have the defenses
She's
to
even teasing an upskirt shot. This damn rat. I feel like I'm gonna start sobbing.
Oh yeah, that meme from a Japanese pedophile, blah blah blah. Tourist, cute and funny, Mitsugaki, all that shit. I'm not a prude, but it's just, if this was, so, you know, we're 500,000. It's a funny video. I'm proliferating it myself, but yeah. The problem with that is you get, not my stuff. You get if Israel. All right, back to this guy. If Israel was never created, I would have a cute younger sister clinging to me and hugging me and kissing my cheek and running her hands through my hair. And all the family visiting us for Christmas would remark about how close we've gotten since they last saw us. We would sneak around, look nervously to make sure that there were no family members nearby before stealing a kiss. If I had a younger sister who does all of this except the kissing part, don't let that slip through your fingers. Don't listen to him. Only children and sickos think incest is cool, be normal. Fucking tourist, am I right? Fuck off. I hate CERN. Keomura. You should try telling my sister that. I mean, you know I make stupid jokes like this, but there's a difference. This guy's fucking obsessed, and it's an account with fucking more than 100,000 fucking followers, and he's obsessed with this woman writes smut constantly and posts fantasies about being raped by a little brother. He's got children in his fucking picture. You can't be more pedophile coded than this fucking cunt. Kuro, you're the same height as me now. You're still growing. I stroked him, thinking he was cute. Hey, big sister. You can let your guard. You can't let your guard down just because I'm a middle schooler. He pulled me with a strength that I couldn't imagine, given his physique. Can you tell me what to do about this? He pressed his energized lower abdomen against me through the blah blah blah. I actually enjoy most of them, especially the brother-sister ones. Yeah, we know, bud. Maybe I wouldn't be a ciscon if I had a sister. Maybe I should marry whoever the fucking anime character is. My mournful incel cries when I don't have an anime little sister. Oh yeah, he hates IRL women because he's a pedophile. Me, my current Avi is a 3-year-old and I'm not trying to just be, it's just, I got swarmed by this guy's people. I will never have sex with a vile 3D PD who wants to enslave me. Yeah, we know, man. We know. Don't worry. You're safe. You're safe.
I am talking about sibling incest, wincest, incest between brother and sister. I wish that I had a little sister to marry. And my argument would simply be that the position of the Catholic Church, to which I belong, has traditionally always been that the prohibitions against sister-brother incest are positions of material and human law rather than impositions of divine and perfect law or of natural law. And
I think incest is wrong in every case.
I am talking about
There we go. Sorry, a boomer moment. I just muted myself like a fucking retard. Anyway. Yeah, I only have an issue because it's, if you're just a normal person, I'm not gonna mess with you unless, you know, like, it's just, if this is an account that's huge, and thank you. Yeah, it's no longer a joke. So I confronted some lolicons. It's my, fucking, hold on a second. I'm amazed that my internet is working at all because usually it just fucks up. How is my, it's saying that my internet is, don't tell me it's fucking up again. Wait, is, so everything's good? All right. Thank you. Cool. So I found a group on Twitter. Oh, whoops. Called 9 p.m. Rape Session. A Twitter space. So I decided to jump in. Randomly because I didn't know if they were what they were. Let me just close this for a second before I open up the clip. All I wanted to do is I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna let this play. You saw that space yesterday. Yeah, they're not fans of me, I don't think, anymore. I'm gonna let this play without me actually interrupting for once. So I'm just gonna let this play in full. I was gonna upload this by itself. However, YouTube is very annoying and likes to just instantly not like anything I ever publish in video format, essentially. All right, so I'm just gonna let this play, and then I'll give my commentary after it's done. I'll actually do what normal streamers do.
I'm about to just feel like it.
Hey,
Dude, you reminded me. Yeah, what's up?
What's a rape session?
It's a space. It's a space name that I've been having my space for like years now.
This guy doesn't have any original name, so he just names it the rape session.
Okay.
This is an original name. What the fuck are you talking about?
Didn't one of you say you have children?
What's up?
No one has children here. What, are you trying to get information on this, dude? Are you trying to dox us? I don't even know who you are.
Oh, no one, man. No, I'm just curious. I'm curious about why everyone's always going on about rape. Like, I know it's a Nick Fuentes thing with public school systems, the rape and all that shit, but I'm kind of curious. Like, things are...
I'm not even a Nick Fuentes fan. Why do you even bring that up?
Oh, it's just the rape thing. I'm curious why everyone's using the whole rape thing. Like...
Rape?
Like a normalization process incrementally at the time.
The thing is with rape, right? Or like the normalization of rape or whatever, we're not normalizing it. It's an insult at like the most, right? Like if we call somebody the raped, right? It's because they act like they were raped and have trauma over it. Well, most people don't, right?
I get that.
Another example, and then like just like rape in general can just be like an edgy, haha, funny thing. Whatever and shit. I feel like it's just like making rape jokes is like no better than making 9/11 jokes. They're just like tasteless jokes and whatever, right?
No, I get that. Like I make like, all kinds of jokes, but my point is what I'm seeing a lot is specifically people with large accounts pushing this, and it's not a joke to a lot of people. Like people are
what
the whole it's the same with the loli shit. daughter stuff, but it's incrementally normalizing, especially in really young people, because a lot of really young people, like, I'm talking about from like 13 to 16, have alt accounts on X, right? Usually with Nazi aesthetics and all that kind of shit, and that's funny. But when people who are adults are pushing things like loli or the rape stuff, and it's just happening, bombarding all the time, it's becoming part of the language, that then starts to slowly influence and normalize it in a way where it's persistent, incremental, and to an extent that it's some people are actually taking it. It's not becoming a joke to a certain extent. Same with the
Well, I
loli
mean,
shit.
objectively, you can do that with any type of topic on
Yes.
the internet or any word, and you can use the same thing for it, right?
Yeah.
From like little words from like bruh all the way up to rape jokes or rape humor and shit and whatever. It's about, I guess the best thing you do is be responsible about it, because like rape jokes are not going to stop on the internet. Same thing for like fucking anything. Nothing's going to stop on the internet. People just don't stop doing shit on the internet, right?
No, I know.
Any type of humor, any type of culture, it'll just be continually pushed no matter what. People are going to make rape jokes. People are going to make lolly.
That's until they implement the ID shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, if they do, I'll still make rape jokes on the internet. Who the fuck cares, right?
But do you understand my point? Like, it's I'm look at Lolicon, right? And just so you know, I'm not some fucking well, I am a prude. I fucking hate loli. However, I was back on 4chan back in the 2000s, and that was an interesting period, and it was bombarded with that shit. Same with 8chan, and what you see is people start to normalize, because you do realize with lolicon that lolis are usually based on real child pornography images, right?
No,
No, they are.
No, they're
in
not.
Japan, yes.
No,
A lot of the
no, they're not.
they are literally they're child pornography, and so you're literally looking at. No, I'm fucking serious. It is like, especially the earlier stuff, like a little while back in like the 90s and stuff like that. A lot of the early artists, they would use images of actual child pornography to get the proportions right, because as an artist you need to actually look at it. So a lot of them are pedophiles. So what you're looking at is art by pedophiles, and now it's been appropriated by others. But originally, actually look. Oh, did I get kicked? Oh, you kicked me.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoops. I'm banned from that group now. I didn't go in to be a dick or anything. I just jumped in for like 2 seconds because I was kind of curious, like what the fuck is a 9 p.m. rape session? And I just thought, these are probably some Nick Fuentes people, public education system, the raped and all that shit. And I just wanted to make a fucking a little point. I didn't expect them to actually. I think they actually had something called gravure in Japan, which was modeling. I'm not going to bring it up. There's an entire. I wanted to hear them out. Yeah. I mean, well, as soon as I told them the truth, look, when you look at art, right? And I forget the name of the artist, and I'm not going to look. It's on the Kiwi Farms, actually, in the loli section, but I don't want to open it up because I don't know if I'm going to fucking see on stream. But and let's just go anime girl proportions. Actually, I better turn fucking this off for a second. I don't know what is going to show up. I'm just trying to show you a fucking. The point I was making a little bit more. There's the browser. There we go. Succinctly, I'll just close it for one moment. In case nudity shows up. No, not ChatGTP. Why is I never use fucking this Google Chrome, but Firefox for whatever reason. Oh, actually, this is great. Oh no. Okay. Can I show this? Yes, I can. Here's a proportion guide. Actually, thank you, ChatGTP. I'm going to show you. Actually, I've got to play this safe because of YouTube. They're not. None of them are naked. I think people are going to know what I'm about to show. I'm not going to bring up the fucking artist right now. There's more in the stream than just that. Okay. I just got to put some black bars over just in case. Whoops. Just in case. No. Just fill this area in black. Fill in. There we go. Fill in. I mean, it's not nudity, but I've got to play it safe. I can't if I lose. I can't afford to lose YouTube. Okay. Oops. Last one. There we go. I'm gonna drag this image in. Safe for work version. Art. How to do art. There we go. I fucking hate being on camera. Would people care if I just never show up on camera very often? It's just a lot easier to stay focused. That's why Medica and a lot of these guys never show up on camera. It's just a lot easier to be on point when you're not having to worry about being filmed. All right, here it is. I'll just drag this into OBS. How to do art. Is it just me or are people just fucking retarded? Like, whoops, wrong one. Why is it? Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake, redo. Come on, stop fucking out. Because I'm not using, I'm just using, I need to save as much money as possible, so, alright, image browser, I just use OBS, how to do art. There we go. Now, if you're not a fucking retard, you should realize that to actually do art, right? You need proportions, and they base them on real women. And especially way back in the day, a lot of the pioneers of lolicon were doing a Christian and tracing actual child pornography of children being raped by adult men and doing all other kinds of sexually horrendous stuff from their child porn collections, because in Japan it was fucking legal up until very recently. Oh fuck. Oh good, it blocked it, I'm safe. Let's see, when was child porn made illegal in Japan? So if I was a artist that needed fucking money and I was an amoral piece of shit, well, there's all these fucking pedophiles and it's not illegal for me to do this. So Act of Punishment of Activities Related to Child Prostitution and Pornography and the Protection of Children came into effect in 1999, outlawing the production, transport and export of child pornography and possession for the purposes of distribution. So all the way until 1999, until May 26, 1999, in Japan, you were able to literally distribute child pornography and child prostitution, it looks like to some extent. But simple possession, owning child pornography without intent to sell, was not criminalized until revision was passed till June 18th, 2014, and was enforced July 15th, 2014. So, up until very recently, actual child rape videos, everything, was completely fucking fine in Japan. And I forgot the name of a lot of the early lolicon artists, but they literally... a lot of the VTubers do this shit too with their models because, let's face it, let's face it. Thank you. From this experience, just how problematic it would be for me to go through Zopiclone withdrawal. Because Zopiclone that's Imivane. Imivane is pretty. Imivane is a weird one. Why would you be on? If you're on Imivane, the only reason they fucking prescribe Imivane is for insomnia usually. So if you're going through Imivane, you need to go through Imivane withdrawals. It'd be only a couple tablets at night. If you just do it slowly, like it'll be right. I've come off Imivane a couple times. It's not as bad as actually I found it a little bit harder than some benzos, but in short-term use, not long-term. And anyway, I know I usually do nothing but talk to chat the entire time. I'm trying to make this stream flow a little bit, which is why I'm more negligent. So yeah, if you're like those guys in that chat room, so this is loli, right? So drawings of this. How the hell am I the bad guy for not liking drawings of this? I don't. What is? And I try to make a point. Like I was on 4chan all the way back in like 2004. And I stopped using 4chan in 2011 because it was fucking gay and shit. And I haven't really used... And I use a VPN constantly, and 4chan doesn't like VPNs. And it's just boring, but it wasn't just loli that was posted on 4chan in the 2000s. It was used by pedophiles to post a shitload of child pornography, which is very frustrating. And they got rid of that shit. So none of this shit's new to me. I was on 8chan. I come from this stupid internet background from when I was a fucking teenager. And all the Christian shit. So none of this shit's new to me. However, the normalization of it to the extent outside of image board forums in where you would literally just compartmentalize the fucking lolis into one section because you know you can't do a fucking thing about it. You just keep them over here rather than them trashing up every other fucking thread with loli. And so you just put retard containment for them. And yeah, however, I can't believe I'm the bad guy for. I can't. It's like I'm not going out of my way to annoy pedophiles and shit. I'm not that fucking grifter BX on X. Just engagement farming. I didn't know what I was jumping into. I just saw a 9 p.m. rape session. And I wanted to know why I wanted to just sort of make a point to some Zoomers that the whole rape thing, even though I made a lot of jokes like that when I was young, that it can have consequences. Because I'm actually, I deal with the most insane, unhinged fucking people on the internet. And who, one of the reasons why I've been annoying with the whole Nick Fuentes stuff, who hate women, who are incels, and they glorify people like Ted Bundy, and they're from countries that don't particularly like women. I don't know how. Nick Fuentes is in it. I don't hate him as an individual, but the damage he's done is fucking extraordinary. The damage he's done. Catholicism is based. No, Catholicism is the reason why you are living with your mother despite being a multi-millionaire, not organizing. Just accept that you're a fag and get the cat boy that you want, Nick. The most happy I've ever seen him is when he's talking about musicals and shit. He's gayer than anything I've ever done. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Don't make your fucking bullshit be the there's a responsibility that comes with having any form of influence. It's beyond me. It's beyond me. And most of his audience are not white either, so he just doesn't make sense to me. His whole grift. I'm too old. I'm way too old for that. I understand, but a lot of people who are from the Middle East and a lot of other countries that I have to fucking deal with sometimes, they like Nick Fuentes. They like a lot of the, women are for breeding. Because they legitimately hate women. Like, they hate them because they feel that they should be given women for sex in Western countries because they usually have their marriages arranged. And so naturally all these people from these foreign countries who fucking hate women, who especially hate white women because they don't want to have sex with them, there's no way for me to not be political anymore to some extent, because I'm living in a country that has more people born overseas than any other Western country in the entire world. That puts the UK and America to shame, and you're not allowed to talk about it here. I wrote an article about it that no one will care about, but I have to live in this shit. I have to deal with this shit, and it's not being reported on here, and it's bad. It's bad. And I've been to these countries. I know how they fucking. So it's not white nationalist talking points. I'm not going around wanting this or, trying to bring on the accelerated destruction. Like, I just don't want to be mistreated in medical systems because of protests in Melbourne when you're in hospital and you're the guy that's known for interviewing a famous neo-Nazi terrorist and they're too low IQ to put together that just because you've interviewed one doesn't mean you are one. And they are all the doctors, the nursing staff, and they fucking hate you. They hate you. Anyway, a lot of these people like people like Nick Fuentes too, because, and I'm in an echo chamber because of my work. I'm in an echo chamber. All of the people that follow me, for the most part, it feels like are all either Wignats, white nationalists, neo-Nazis, some normal people, anime people, and so I get bombarded with it. That's mostly what I see. And or schizos, and yeah, it's anyway.
One by just don't feel like it.
So this whole thing,
dude, you reminded me.
I got off track. I'm not some fucking well, I am a prude. I fucking hate loli. However, so I jumped in on this, and whoever the jester is, he's someone that follows me. I don't know who he is. I'm not trying to dox him. Not that it matters. It's all fucking, fake accounts. He was He jumped in purely because he saw me jumping into a 9 p.m. rape session thing. So these two accounts, I looked into them naturally. I didn't expect to be dealing with the loli defense force. So whoops, why is this on no, so Konatar. This is the one that I really pissed off for mentioning that the proportions of loli is literally child, from child porn pictures. How do they not understand that? And this is the other account. This is in no way doxing. I'm not. I am purely. These accounts, yeah, it's low hanging. It's low hanging, fruit compared to this guy. Fuck's sake, who has 70,000, but they still have thousands of people. They all follow. I didn't go in to just sort of go after them and it was just, I thought it was funny. I didn't think I'd turn into
just be like it.
Hey,
Dude, you reminded me.
I'm not some fucking people start to normalize, because you do realize with lolicon that lolis are usually based on real child pornography images, right?
No,
they are
No,
in Japan. Yes,
No,
a lot of the
No, they're not.
they are literally they're child pornography, and
how do you think they get the fucking?
So you're literally looking at. No, I'm fucking serious. It is.
For
it is. Like,
1
especially
to
the
3
earlier
year
stuff,
old or a 4 to 8 year old.
Way back in like the 90s and stuff like that. A lot of the early artists, they would
reference
use images of
material.
actual child pornography to get proportions right, because as an artist you need to actually look at it. So a lot of them are pedophiles. So what you're looking at is art by pedophiles, and now it's been appropriated by other. But originally, actually, look.
Oh, and they kicked.
Oh, did I get kicked?
What pussies to kick me?
You kicked me.
Just be like it.
Hold on a second. I wasn't necessarily
Dude,
saying.
You reminded me. Yeah, what's up?
What's a rape session?
Anyway.
It's a space. It's a space name that I've been having my space for like.
These are the saviors of the white race. Oh my fucking god. I don't think I'll be allowed in Twitter Spaces anymore. Don't harass these people. They're just fucking idiots. Like it doesn't get through their fucking head that because none of them have done any art before. None of them have actually done anything. They're just consumers. They're just fucking cattle. They've never created. They've never. As an artist, you want to get proportions right, and before you had actual original proportions drawn like this. So anyone that is actually going into manga or just as a hobby, if they're going to draw children, they use a reference sheet like this to draw it, because you need the proportions. However, these reference sheets and the original lolicon was them essentially just redrawing actual child porn pictures that they had because it was legal. How many fucking times do I have to explain this shit, and how stupid are you if it doesn't get through your head that how the fuck do you think the artist gets the proportions right? You think it just comes out of thin air? If it's legal there, which it was, to distribute till 99, and it was legal until 2014, and I'm not talking about loli, I'm talking about actual child rape videos and porn. It was completely legal in Japan until 2014 to possess the actual real stuff, and you needed quick money and you're a manga artist, well, you know, drawing loli for pedophiles is a pretty easy way to earn money, especially because there's no personal risk to you with possession. Like, it's not fucking rocket science. Anyway, moving on to the next. Move on. Fuck these fucking people. I bring this up because I just get dragged into this shit. I don't know this shit exists. Well, I do. And to younger people, yeah, I know this shit's all normal to you, but I have a broad audience, so I'm trying to show. And like with anything, you know, there's a better side and a worse side. I struck up a alliance. I'm kidding. This is this is another savior of the white race, Rotanic Shortercon Patriot. Lesbo Waffen versus Fag Waffen. Who is winning? Lesbo Waffen happened to follow me. So this is Wotanic Shorter Patriot. And look, I know this achieves nothing. Like, what's the point in showing fucking, you know, accounts that will never have issues? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what's the fucking point? There's nothing that can be done. It's just to show the extent that this fucking shit has been normalized. This is like, I can't go anywhere without this insane schizo shit, and it's not fucking ironic. It's so, you know, Rotanic Shorter Con Patriot, rape victim, TWT, Nazi prince, eternal nuclear war advocate, post neo-modern Nietzschean, you know, I get the jokes, I get the fucking jokes. Crack addict, male, misandrist, block me equals slave, and so I choose the wholesome side. I support Lesbo Waffen's war. And as I say, this is all for investigative and research purposes for counter-extremism education. The stream is meandering, clusterfuck train wreck. Yeah, Bosnian junkie e-beggar. Yeah, I don't care. We must secure the existence of women and future for women. So, lesbian neo-Nazis, this, and gay shorter-con Nazis have internet wars. It's just absolutely bizarre. And so I keep getting sort of dragged into all this shit. Anyway, I won't go into that right now. The reason I bring this all up is you fucking retards doing this shit think there aren't consequences. To be clear, Lesbo Waffen's fine. She, from National Socialist perspectives, because she's not a fucking pedophile. So that's the bar. She doesn't like pedophilia. So, yeah, she's just a TERF. She's just a TERF. So she's good. The others, even if you're doing this ironically, there's an issue. There's an issue. Older people in, you know, movements or who are associated with Atom Waffen Division, the base, etc., they are very pissed off about this shit. Flooding the NS scene and the infiltration of pedophiles, and so the consequences are coming to the real world now.
NSD.
Okay, to be clear, I don't support or endorse anything. I am showing this for educational purposes. This is somebody from a I deliberately cropped this to sort of hide his face a little bit more, because, look, I don't know the full, I can't go into the full context of this. So this is allegedly a pedophile's car. If anybody knows anything that's been going on with accelerationist movements in the US, especially like the base and Adam Waffen Division guys, they're on a war against pedophiles. A lot of them. It's an optics thing, and also because people who are part of accelerationist movements still don't want their children to be raped because they, have a natural paternal instinct, because they're not a fucking retarded, mentally stunted 20-year-old that has no idea that anything they do has actual real-world consequences. It is, but he's not my type. I'm sorry. There's real fucking consequences to this shit. Real consequences. Fucking retarded children. So, this is part of the base. Oh, 1 second. I don't know exactly. I suspect I know which organization he's associated with. I won't go into too much detail. My point of showing that video is there are real consequences to what you do online. There's consequences for me. There's consequences for everyone. And so, people that like this.
I'm talking about sibling incest, wincest, incest between brother and sister. I wish that I had a little sister to marry. And my argument would simply be that the position of the Catholic Church, to which I belong, has traditionally always been.
And consequences for people like this. Oopsies.
I'm about just don't feel like it.
Hey,
Dude, you reminded me. Yeah, what's up?
What?
What's a rape session?
It's a space. It's a space named.
You actually look at it. So a lot of them are pedophiles. So what you're looking at is art by pedophiles, now it's been appropriated by other. But originally, look. Oh, did I get kicked?
I'm not the only person that gets frustrated about this stuff. And I'm trying, and I know this is just, a lot of the shit is optics. Neo-Nazis know that they can, if they label someone a pedophile, they can, kill them, and there'll be very little consequences. And a lot of sectarianism and things like that. However, there's a real normalization of pedophilia, and within accelerationist movements, you got the older Siege guys who, a lot of them would have children, a lot of them. So even if they want to accelerate the destruction of society and societal collapse, they don't particularly want their children molested and raped as part of the consequences of that, to create the white supermajority or all-white ethno-state. And I'm just trying to give a little bit of a fucking reality check to some of these fucking people that, unlike me, they won't come into your Twitter space. And I'm not saying those people in a rape session were pedophiles. They're just retarded kids. Well, not kids, they're in their 20s, but you know what I mean. But, you know, why do
you feel like it?
Hey,
Dude, you reminded me.
Why is the first thing they freak out about is, am I trying to dox them? Which I'm not. I don't know who they are. But why would they worry so much about that?
Yeah, what's up?
What's a rape session?
It's a space. It's a space name that I've been having my space for like years now.
So
This guy doesn't have any original name, so he just names it the rape session.
Okay.
This is an original name. What the fuck are you talking about?
Didn't want
Literally
you say you have children?
What's up?
one of them did mention children. I didn't start recording because I didn't think this was going to be anything. I thought they'd just immediately kick me out. So that's why I asked.
No one has children here. What, are you trying to get information on this, dude? Are you trying to dox us?
You trying to dox us? Fucking hell. You think I'm the raped? Fucking pussy. I'm fully doxed. Fully doxed. So, there's... You're not just gonna have people like me you can ban from your fucking little 9 p.m. rape session to talk about lolicon or whatever the fuck. I don't know, you kick me out. And you defend it vehemently. I'm trying to make sense. I'm trying to get an argument across to maybe make you understand things a little bit rather than just be fucking completely retarded. However, there's people that are a lot worse than just being annoying like me and showing up. And that doesn't really get reported on. Because even showing footage like this without context, you know, mainstream media do not want to show. And I know I have a theory that this was probably set up. But it doesn't mean that these guys won't kill you. Do you realize the consequences of this? Doesn't mean they won't kill you. Because you're making them look bad. And the optics of outside of your fucking echo chambers, do you realize that if you're making guys like this angry, if you're making guys like this feel uncomfortable and want to, like, you can't get more of a fucking echo chamber than guys in secret fucking, I can't even go into how they communicate. Like, you know, everything's done through Tor, it's through, anyway. These guys, the biggest echo chamber possible, actual far-right extremists, actual terror, you know, guys involved in terrorism organizations, think that what you're doing is fucking weird and retarded. That's how much of an echo chamber you're in. So outside of that, Jesus Christ, if these guys... Anyway, that's the point. That's the point I was trying to make with bringing up a lot of the this stuff. Look, I've not been well, and I'm experimenting with being able to even show footage, because YouTube, without having, you know, really serious context, you can't say or do anything. And this is, I can't afford to be banned. And yeah, it's... yeah. You have these guys, and I know some people will say, you know, well, these guys are probably going to accelerate the proliferation of child pornography and things like that into these groups. Well, no, they were infiltrated by pedophiles. They were infiltrated by pedophiles, and I've been stuck in the middle of watching this neo-Nazi war go on for years now against pedophile infiltrators that are usually connected to the FBI, and actual neo-Nazis, actual extremists, trying to destroy each other. The old school neo-Nazis not wanting these people associated in their movements. And same with the O9A, same with everything. I've been seeing it happen for years. And it's just, the war goes on. And, you know, if I have to pick a side, which I'm not part of this. I'm just reporting on it because outside of echo chambers, you don't get to see this shit. And so that's all I'm trying to do.
No.
I had a lot that I want to show today. A lot. I have a lot more, but I'm going to have to stop it at the Siege pedophile segment before I go into fucking Azov, Wagner, and mass migration stuff from Sudan and all these others. Whoops. Anyway,
A woman with Down syndrome set upon by two teenagers. Their violent attack.
Welcome to my city. Welcome to Melbourne.
After taunting her, they punched her repeatedly in the face, throwing her to the ground and kicking her in the head.
There's a lot that I've been wanting to talk about. So I'll just stick with the anime accounts that hate me. Not all. A lot of them are really nice, and I appreciate people showing up. To be clear, all of this is done for investigative and research purposes only, for counter-extremism education, nothing more. And yeah, thank you for watching. I've been in. I'm trying not to talk about my personal life too much. I've been incredibly unwell, and I've got post-viral chronic fatigue, and I've just got no immune system, and I'm still recovering from everything, so I'm a little bit scattered, and yeah, I don't want to. That's why I've been sticking to mostly non-video media.
I just don't feel like it.
Whoops. Because even do something like this is at the moment a difficult task for me, but you know, it is what it is. I appreciate everybody coming, and yeah, I know it's a little bit scattered, but yeah, people really need to
talking about
change their fucking attitude. Things are bad. Things are bad for everyone, and I'm seeing young people just being absolutely fucking destroyed by all of this shit. And anybody out who's not adjacent to any of these echo chambers, they have no idea. And their reactions to just any of the stuff that I show to any normal person is not favorable, to say the least. They're shocked. And all you're doing is ruining your own lives. And so this misuse of accelerationism, you've just fallen into the hands of mostly pedophiles that want to normalize child pornography, that want to make over-the-top echo chambers that serve other important groups of people. It helps groups like the in America, the ADL, etc., because of the anti-Semitic shit posting. They can crack down on this shit, and people more. It's just to enforce more control, and people are falling for it. And
talking about
it's not that I take it seriously, but fucking hell, you can't realize what's going on, but people are naive. All this shit is used to control people like you. That's why they never get banned. That's why you got suspended for a day and people blame me. I didn't do anything. I just sent that fucking video of the sister thing to under one of his things. I'm no one on Twitter. But Elon supports this shit because it helps with phasing out low IQ people and the IQ gap between the people they want to bring into the country and the people they want to phase out. And they're phasing you out with gacha games instead of heroin. They're phasing you out with fucking you up sexually, with normalizing this shit, and then using all of this to restrict people who are not retarded from being able to actually do anything, because I mean, it's just all it's just all the same shit that I've been talking about for years, and it won't end. And yeah, so take care, everyone. I really appreciate everything. I'm from Occupy Pedophilia was one of the most popular internet shows. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. And he knows more about this stuff, though, more of the Lincoln Rockwell guy. Also, people running pretty borderline PDF. Not for kids per se, but like teens. Oh yeah. A lot of them talk about. Like 16-year-olds and shit like that being. I'm not even gonna go into that. All of that kind of shit. Actually, no. I will say one thing about birthing a child. The preferable age is over 21 for women to birth children, not 16. They're more likely to have complications and die because they're not fully developed yet. So anyone making that argument that's 15, 16-year-olds are the perfect Hyperborean God-given waifu that they're supposed to fucking have, there's far more complications with birth and far more deaths and of women that age. They find it's a lot harsher on the body, whereas for usually around 21, I believe, is the preferable age. You can look into it. Like, if these people base everything on biology because they're national socialists, everything is about race realism and realistic shit between the genders. Well, if you're pushing 14, 13, 15, 16-year-olds as being the perfect Hyperborean waifu to save the white race, which none of these are my perspectives, but anyway, then you're not pushing actual biology and accurate information. You're just got a paraphilia specifically for teenagers, and I forgot the name of it. Not pedophilia, but epi something. They're just pushing their own sexual paraphilia. It's all comes down to psychology. Anyway, take care, everyone. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you everybody for showing up. and hopefully I will recover a little bit more soon and be able to do a little bit more. And follow me on other platforms in case anything happens. It's probably worth it. And everything I do is for investigative and research purposes only. Take care.